Hi dear students, welcome back to AA with Python series. We have completed arithmetic operators and comparison operators. So relational operators in our previous session. Arithmetic operators are operators used to perform basic arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and modulus. And comparison operators or relational operators are another kind of operators used to perform comparison like greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, equal to and not equal to. And of course we have seen assignment operator as well, right? Single equal to is assignment operator and double equal to is comparison operator, checking whether the value on the left side is equal to the value at the right side. And today we have two specific or important topics. One is logical operators, continuation of operators, and next is file handling. Okay, so let's look at logical operators first. And we have seen different types of operators, right? Arithmetic, logical, comparison or relational, assignment, and there are a lot of other operators as well. But in our syllabus, we will be mainly focusing on these operators, right? And logical operators are type of operators that combine two or more logical expressions, okay? Which is used to combine two or more logical expressions. And you know what actually operators are? An operator is a symbol used to perform any specific or specify an operation to be performed, right? An operator is a symbol that specifies an operation to be performed or which operation to be performed. An operand is a data value upon which the operation is being performed and together makes an expression, right? Yes. And logical operators are used to combine two or more expressions, and in addition or other than giving numeric values, here the value of the variable should be either true or false. That means it works on either true or false as its values. Hope you understood it, right? Yes. So it's used to combine two or more expressions, and these are the three logical operators: not and or. Not and or. Not works on single operand, so we can call it as unary operator. Okay, not works on single operand and it's called unary operator, and or works on two operands, at least two. Okay, and it's called binary operator. So not is a unary operator and or are binary operators based on the number of operands present in an expression. Okay, yeah. Then you can see a table giving operator, meaning, example. Operators are given here, meaning, okay, and finally example. Let's look at not first. Not, what is not? Not is a unary operator. It works on single operand. That means single value. Okay, and what it does is complement the operand. Complementing, that means negating, that means reversing. Okay, reversing. For example, not true, what will be the result? False. Not false, the result is true. Okay, it simply reverse the operand. If the input is true, the output will be false. If the input is false, output will be true, right? Yes. Then second, and or are binary operators, works on two operand. And you can see an example for not x. X can have either true or false as its value. Okay, yeah. Then and true, it gives, that means and gives you true if both operands are true. And gives you true in the case if all the operands are true. X and y. Here x can have either true or false, y can have either true or false. And when will you get true result or result true? When the value of x is true and y is true. Only in that case you will be getting what? True result. Okay. Okay, actually we have two values, right? True and false, true or false. Yes, if the value of x is true and value of y is true, you will be getting true. Another example, another case. Suppose the value of x is true, y is false. What will you get? False. Suppose the value of x is false and y is true. What will you get? False. If the value of x is false and y is also false, you are getting false. And when do you get true? Both x and y must be true to get true output. Hope you get me, right? Yes. Then or, true, that means it gives you true. It gives you the result true if either of the operands is true. Either of the operands is true. That means suppose the value of x is true, y is true. What will be the result? In the case of or, it is true. Suppose the value of x is true, y is false. What will be the result? True, because either of the operands is true, right? Here y is true or x is true, right? Another case, x is false, y is true. At the time also we are getting true. X is false, Y is false. What will you get? False. Only in that case we are getting false. In all other cases we are getting true. Hope you get me, right? Yes. And the difference between and or is and gives you true or and gives you true output only if all the inputs are true. That means X and Y, the value of X and Y must be true. Okay. But in the case of OR, either X is true or Y is true or both are true. Do you get me? True, true, we are getting true. True, false, we are getting true. False, true, we are getting true. False, false, we are getting false. But here, true, true, we are getting true. True, false, we are getting false. False, true, we are getting false. And false, false, we are getting false. Right? Here in AND, both all the inputs must be true to get a true output. Here, any of the input is true. We are getting true output. Okay? Yes. So these are the logical operands. And let's see one example. X equal to true, Y equal to false. Okay? T and F must be in caps. So X equal to true, the value of X is true and Y is false. And we're going to apply all the operands or operators like not and or. Okay? Yeah. Print not X is in quotes, comma not X. What will be the result? The first not X is in double quotes. So it will be printed as such. In Python, we know if you enclose anything in double quotes, it will be printed as such. Okay? Without any change. So not X is colon will be printed as such. Okay? And not X. What is the value of X? X is true. So not X. The result will be false. Right? That means not true. That is false. Do you get me? Yeah. So not X means not true. That is false. Then print second. Print X and Y will be printed as such because it's in quotes. Colon X and Y. What is the value of X? True. But the value of Y is false. True and false. What is the result? False. Right? If you want to get true result, both must be true in the case of AND. Here it is true and false. It is false. Then X and Y is X or Y is X or Y is X or Y. Here the value of X is true, Y is false. So X or Y, what will be the result? Here it is not, okay? Yeah. So here it is X or Y is X or Y. That is true or false. You are getting true. In the case of OR, if any of the input is true, you are getting true result, right? Hope you understood it. Not and OR. Not is a unary operator, works on single operand, complements the value or negate the value, reverse the value. And OR are binary operators. And gives you high output or true only if all the inputs are true. And OR gives you true if any of the input is true. Right? Yes. Or all the inputs are true. So this is all about logical operators, and it's a very simple operator. Okay, this is not the most commonly used operator. Of course, you have to have an understanding of this. Okay, so logical operators are used to combine two or more expressions. Not and or are the operators, and we have seen the working as well. Right? Now we're heading to another important topic. It's a high-end topic, of course, but we are not getting deep into the topic. Okay? Yes. So file handling. What do you mean by file? Actually, file handling definitely deals with handling file, right? Handling file. And what is a file? You know what a file is, right? File is a place where we store data. That's it. File is a place where we store data permanently. Right? Permanent storage of data is what file is. Then how do we connect it to our program? Okay, normal program. The programs we have been doing or we have done so far is giving something from the keyboard. You're getting the result, and after closing the program disappears, right? The result, the input, everything disappears. And if you start it again, what happens is you're getting a clean slate. You're giving value again, fresh value, right? You're getting another result. It will be vanished, disappears, right? So that's what is happening in the case of normal program. But here with file handling, what we are doing is we are storing data permanently. Okay, that means the output what you're getting here in this case, okay, this is output, right? And not X is true, okay, false. This is output, and we will save this or we will store this in a file permanently. Okay, if it's a normal program, after completing the execution and getting the result, we will not be bothered. Okay, we will not be no longer bothered about it, right? Yes. So the result will not be saved anywhere. But here in file handling, what happens is the data that can be either input or output will be saved permanently. Okay, file is a place where we store data permanently. That's a very logic of file, right? So in normal program, what we are doing is we will provide something as an input from the keyboard to the Python program, and that will gives you the result. Okay, that will give you the result. And after getting the result, of course, you will be closing it, right? You will close the program, and it will be closed permanently. That means you will not be you cannot retrieve the data of previous executions, or you cannot retrieve the previous executions results, right? So that's what happening with normal program. But with file, what we're doing is saving data permanently. Data in the sense, it can be either input or output, whatever it is. Right, yes. So let's move on. File handling. That are okay. These are the operations that are used to read or write a file. So let's take your notebook as a file. Okay, let's consider your notebook as a file. So what are things you're doing with your notebook? Like reading, writing, right? Yes. Okay, if you want to prepare for the exam, you have to, okay, you will read, right? Read all the content. Then okay, after watching this video, you'll have to prepare notes, right? So you'll write. So read and write are the operations, right? That you perform. Yeah. Then before performing either read or write, you'll have to open your notebook, right? Open your notebook, and after completing reading or writing, you'll close it. Okay. So these are the operations, right? So if you want to perform read or write operations in your notebook, what you have to do is first you'll have to open it, then you can perform either read or write, whatever it is. Finally you have to close it. The same strategy is followed here in data file handling also, or in file handling also. Okay, so files are used for permanent storage, and we have seen how data flows, right? Yes. So let's look at file handling in detail. Operations that are used to read or write a file, that's what actually file handling is. File handling means handling file, or handling permanent storage medium, or permanent storage data, right? Yes. The normal program input to the program gives you the result and it ends. Yes, we are not at all bothered about the previous executions results. Then file program input will be provided to the program gives you the result, and result will be stored permanently in a file. So that's what happening in file. Okay, so other than after getting the result vanishes or disappears. Here in file handling or in file program, what happens is the result will be stored permanently in the hard disk. Okay, yes. So file is a part of hard disk that stores the input or data permanently. We have seen all this. Then opening a file. So before performing any operation, read or write, notebook, let's say notebook, okay, you have to open it. So we are performing it using open function. Then read data that is stored in the hard disk, that is using read function. And writing, using write function. Data can be written in a file, okay, or onto the file using, or in the hard disk, okay, using write function. And finally, after having all the operations done, you have to close it. Just like reading or writing your notebook, you're closing it, right? Yes. So open, read, write, close. The names came after what? The operations itself, right? Yeah, open, read, reading a file, writing into the file or to the file, and closing the file, right? Yes. So these are the different operations that can be performed on a file. Okay. Yes. So let's before winding up, let's have a quick revision. First, logical operators used to combine two or more expressions. Not and or are the operators. Not is a unary, and or binary. Okay, not complement or negates, and gives you true or if all the inputs are true, or any of the input is true, you are getting true. We have seen an example. And next is file handling, keyboard to program to program gives you the result. That ends. That's what happening in the case of normal program. But in file handling, what we are doing is we are storing the data permanently. The data in the sense it can be input or output, whatever it is, right? Yes. And we have seen different functions like print, okay, open, okay, these are like print, print is having parentheses, so open is having read, write, all are having close, all are having parentheses, okay. So these are the operations that can be performed on a or in a file, okay. Yes. And finally we have seen the data flow and different functions, okay, associated. So this is all for the time being. Just go through all the topics, okay. You just have to practice the logical operators because it's a practical stuff. But file handling, it's not, okay. We are not going deep into the topic because it's a high-end topic. You will be learning it in your higher classes. Don't worry, you'll have to wait for that, okay. Yes. So just go through the theory stuff, okay. Have a thorough understanding of all this because your exam is coming, okay. Yes. So this is all for the time being. Thank you for watching. Have a nice time. See you in the next video. Take care.